everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. A few videos ago, I posted a video about mice being in my chicken coop, and come to find out they were rats. So I have been diligently doing everything I can to get rid of these things for good because there was a ton of them. I had a lot of deterrents, traps, and things that I was trying, but this time we got even more into it, and we're going to be going through those things today. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is I got this mask. It was recommended by so many people online because I guess when dealing with rats, you have a risk of getting hantavirus. You can get hantavirus by inhaling the dust that comes up from their feces. I did a little research and the virus does die off after 24 to 48 hours. So a lot of the feces that I'm going to be dealing with in the garage is probably already dead, if that makes sense, but I'm still going to be wearing the mask when I clean up the garage. I didn't want to get something too extravagant because I hope this is not an ongoing problem, but these do have 2 filters on the side, and then they do come with extra filters. Now, I have worn this a couple times, maybe just one time, but put it on like this. You have to strap it in the back. And this forms a seal around here and around here. And then I guess when you breathe into here, it filters it and you're not breathing in any of the dust or the virus. They also want you to wear these goggles, which I did not wear the first time. Not bad, so it protects your whole face. And the times that I did wear these, getting some of the chicken poop out of the coop with all the dust kicking up. It was hot in there. Half the time I felt like I couldn't breathe. It is very hard to breathe in them. You're breathing fresher air. I did get these masks also. This is basically just for when I'm mixing the mulch pile because I do put the chicken poop in the mulch pile, and when I'm mixing it up, some of the dust is kicked up. Because the chicken poop was all in the coop, the mice and the rats were running over it and they would go to the bathroom on it. Their waste was on it. So we're going to actually be going outside because we've got some stuff to talk about what we did to the chicken coop to help conquer these rats. Okay, now we are in my garage, and this whole section right here used to be boxes. I used to save all of my HelloFresh boxes and Amazon boxes to burn later on. So I had accumulated about 25 of those boxes with vertical flaps that I cut off of other boxes and put those in there. So those were all surrounding this whole area. Little did I know, all of the rats were making their homes inside those boxes. They would use the insulation from the HelloFresh insulation, make their bedding, and even make a hole at the bottom of the box as an entrance. These boxes had to go, so this is one thing that I did to conquering this rat problem. So all of those boxes are gone, and I'm not going to be providing them any more nesting spots because that's what they were using them for. Next, I am going to be taking off all of the things that are on my shelves where all of the rats scurried and where they dropped their feces, and I'm going to be cleaning up all of these areas. I got this brush, and that's also why I got that mask. I'm going to be putting that mask on and brushing all of the feces onto the floor and pushing it out with a push broom. Now, when I did some research, Google said that you are not supposed to use a brush. Do still use the mask, but instead of using the brush, they say to spray all of the feces down with bleach to kill it because that's what carries the virus. A lot of these rats haven't been living in here for quite a while, so I'm thinking that the virus is dead inside their feces, so we're just going to use this. I don't know how many are left. It's getting down to the bare minimum now, where there used to be 10s, now there are only 1 or 2. I have already started cleaning off some of the surfaces, and as you can see, there are tons of little rat droppings everywhere. They have even made their way into the straw right there in the back. They put a hole in the bag and they were using that as their nesting materials. So basically I've done this whole back, this whole thing right there, and I swept up all of that. Next, I've got to do this whole side right here, and hopefully we will get rid of just all the feces and not have to worry about that. Next thing I did is I got a noise repellent. I went on Amazon and found these noise things that specifically repel rats, and they make louder noise than, say, the ones that repel insects. I did buy 2 of them, one for in the garage and one for inside the chicken coop. I also bought 2 more and put 2 inside my house. One inside the kitchen and then one inside the big bedroom. Hopefully these are helping to keep away the rats. There's a high ultrasonic noise that repels them, but I have heard rats still in here, but it does say that they take several weeks to start working. So we will see how they work. I don't know how they do it, but they scatter up this wall. There is rat poop back here. It's back in the corner. They opened up one of my seed bags and there was tons of seeds all around. This whole bag has been eaten by rats. And I discovered that later. They used to run all the way down this ramp right there, just all the way to their spots where they nest. They ended up back here in this section. And that's why we got rid of all the boxes. Okay, we are in the chicken coop now, and one of the first things I did to eliminate the rats was I used to have the chickens' food on those 2 cinder blocks. The chickens would kick their food off onto the ground. The rats would smell this. The rats would even smell it if the chicken food was inside the feeder, but we didn't want that to happen anymore, so it was suggested to get different feeders, hang them, and put them outside. So that's what I did. I actually got rid of the ones that I had, bought new ones. These are the 2 feeders that I got. I ended up hanging them on the fence, and they're covered for the most part. This right here does get some crappy stuff in it, but I will clean it out once in a while. I do put the food away in the metal garbage can that's inside the chicken coop every night, and then I will come out here in the morning and give them their food. I'll hang it back up. I'm just hoping that this is a better method. The rats might be getting the food when they're out here during the day, but I don't know, but at least they won't get them at night. Okay, next thing we're talking about to conquer these rats. This is my sick pen for chickens. And the very first time that I put this together, I poured a whole bag of horse pellets in there. The land is kind of on a slope, so when it rains, the water does come in here, and it got a lot of that horse pellets wet. So that created nesting spots and bedding for the rats, as well as they could make tunnels underneath the dust so that they could get to the food easier. What I did was I took all of that out, I cleaned it all up, and basically spread it all out within the chicken coop so that it could absorb some of the water that's come in. But we did eliminate a lot of the nesting spots in that area. When I do get new chickens, I will either put more horse pellets in there or put some other kind of bedding in there. As you can see right here, this is what they used to do. They would tunnel under the tray and underneath all of this bedding, and that's how they would come out. They would come from the wall over there, scatter behind this cage, and then come through this hole, which I'll have to cover that up or put like a peppermint ball in there because it looks like they're still at it, but we're gonna get these guys once and for all. Well, hello, Shelby. You checking me out? This is the other Sonic plug-in that I have. This is on the chicken coop side. It's on green because that is pet friendly, so that doesn't bother the chickens. They can't hear it. Okay, next spot we're talking about is this section, this corner over here. This is where I would scrape up all of the chicken poop and put it in the corner just to compost. Little did I know the chickens were making dust baths inside there, so they were picking at their own waste and anything else that was in there. When the rats would go across it and do their droppings, I was just afraid that the chickens would inhale some of that. So we started wearing the mask and making trip after trip to the mulch pile and cleaning this area out. It's not completely done. It used to be a lot fuller than that, but we're making progress. And as I stir the mulch pile more, I just keep adding more of their waste. And that said, from now on, anytime I do have to scrape up their waste, I'm gonna be putting it in the mulch pile as it happens rather than saving it up over there. Next thing, I took some spray foam and I put spray foam in as many of the hole areas that I could. And this was to prevent them from coming in, but I do still see that they find their way in here. This whole corner right here was a hole to the outside. I am using more steel wool, stuffing that in there, but again, they find their way through holes when they can. Even this section back here seems to be a lot better when it comes to the holes that I used to see. I have stuffed wood and sticks and steel wool in as many of the holes that I could, just to try to prevent them from coming in. And it seems it's done an okay job, except for some areas that I still have to continuously get. Well, hello, Shelby. I also bought these little Moth tablets. I was at the dollar store and I saw a packet of these little tablets that were in a little plastic bag. And you just place them where holes are or where you think that the rats are gonna get in. I think I bought 2 bags, so there was like 10 little pellets. I've put those in random places all over. Hopefully that's going to help because it was suggested to get mothballs anyway. And that's just the first thing I found when mothballs are concerned. So there are several in the garage, there are several in the chicken coop. And last but not least, you guys remember the good old bucket mouse trap. The first time that I used this, there was no water at the bottom. I had like 9 that was trapped in there, and then I trapped maybe 5 to 7 more after that. Either they were dead or I relocated them. I know I relocated at least 9. A lot of suggestions came in, just put water in the bucket trap. So I have put water in the bucket mouse trap, and so far I have found 7, 8 dead ones. I will just put them over there by the fox den, give them some food to eat, but it's a lot easier for me to deal with. I'm trying to do the whole out of sight, out of mind. I don't want to kill these things, but they're driving me crazy, so I resorted to putting water in the bottom. It's just a lot easier to maintain doing it that way, and I don't have to relocate them miles away. We're just gonna keep at it. I replace the peanut butter every once in a while, and we're just gonna keep that in here as a safety measure while I do other stuff. Now, as far as the rest of the chicken coop is concerned, it's not a typical chicken coop. There's a dirt floor, and what I think I'm gonna do is either try to find some hardware wire or either chicken wire or something to put on top of this dirt so that mice don't wanna burrow their way through the dirt. I thought about cement, but I don't have the money for that right now. And then after putting some kind of layer or something on the floor where they can't get through it, I'll put either sawdust or hay or straw, horse pellets, whatever. I'll just put that on top so that it's not someplace that a mouse would want to dig. Well, hello, Shelby. Does she want me to pick her up? Does she want me to pick her up? Is she gonna let me pick her up? I have provided them a dust bath bucket so that they're not bathing in that stuff over there. So as I work on getting that whole pile out of there, they won't have that to dust bathe anymore. See how they made a little dust bath right there, and they're just kicking their poop and the rat feces all around, and I don't know, it's just easier for them to use this. And that's got regular dirt in it mixed with diatomaceous earth and lime and herbs and stuff, so that's better for them than taking their dust baths in this pile. So they're constantly going to that pile and digging in it, eating from it, bathing in it. It's kind of gross, but we're gonna eliminate that. I have done as much as I can to conquer these rats. I keep trying to do stuff as I see holes. I put more peppermint cotton balls places. I put more steel wool places. I've put water in the trap. I'm cleaning up their nesting spots. So hopefully these rats will stay away because we don't want them here. I hope my videos are helping you. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification each time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. A few videos ago, I posted a video about having mice in my barn. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. This video, we're talking about rat infestation. Now, I posted a video a while back. Don't put any of this.